Hey, hi everybody, welcome. We've been talking about great connections as we find them in the scripture. The last few weeks has found us starting in the Garden of Eden with God connecting with his creation. What an incredible day that must have been. And then we finished yesterday by talking about the connection that will happen at the judgment seat of Christ. The great white throne where every believer will have to give an account for his life. It's not a heaven or hell issue, it's a reward issue as to how you have spent your life, and will determine how you spend the rest of eternity. So let's make sure that we spend our lives well for the cause of Christ and his kingdom. But we're going to go back now, and we're going to work our way through the scriptures, just looking for different great connections. Now, out of the Garden of Eden came the story of Cain and Abel. They connected with their own sinfulness and their sinful desire. But then we get to Genesis chapter 6, and there's an incredible connection that takes place between a guy by the name of Noah. You've all heard of Noah. You know about the story of the ark, and the animals went in 2 by 2, and just that beautiful, beautiful story. Well, Noah was deemed to be righteous in the eyes of God, and God was heartbroken over how humanity was going. Across the world, there was just devastation. People were just behaving so poorly, and God's heart was broken. So he looked for a man, and he found just one man, Noah. And Noah was declared by God to be righteous in his eyes, which doesn't mean that he was perfect. He wasn't perfect at all. It just meant he still loved God. Now, according to the passage, he was the only one at that time who still loved God. But when we look at his story in more detail, we begin to realize what an incredible hero he was. The great connection between Noah and the connection he made was with extravagant faith. You see, when God asks us to do something, he's always looking for somebody to do something. He has a vision for everyone. And when God connects with people with extravagant faith, and faith that doesn't need evidence in order to operate. Noah never had any evidence about rain. He didn't even know what the heck rain was. He'd never seen rain. But when God said, I'll be sending down heavy rain upon the earth, and he took God at his word. And God blessed him for that. And we are here today because Noah, like the second almost of at the point of creation, Adam was regarded as the first father. Noah was like the second father. The world was wiped out, and Noah started all over again. And so I'm thankful for Noah. I'm sure you are as well, that we get to be a part of this creation and this world simply because of his blind obedience, his blind, extravagant faith that did what God told him to do. Now, the beauty of Noah's story goes further than just his blind faith. This was a long haul. His faith was there for the long distance. You know, many people treat their Christian lives like a sprint. You know, we're at it and then it's over and we're all exhausted. But Noah understood that this was a commitment for life. It took 120 years to build that ark. That's a long commitment. But Noah was in it for the long haul. So not only was Noah the only righteous person left, and God found him and used him, gave him the commission, but he stood the test of time. Man, I don't know about you people. I have some people that I know, and they're wonderful people, but I don't see them finishing well. I don't see them finishing at all, some of them, because they haven't understood what it is to go the whole 9 yards. So look at yourself and say, am I still in the race? Am I still one that God could call upon to do something for him? And then remember that when you do, it will be in a connection between you and blind faith. Now, the scripture is full of great heroes, and I don't want to lay us all on a guilt trip because I certainly can't identify with Noah right now to the extent of his faith. But what we can do is every day we grow our faith incrementally, that we trust God more today than we did yesterday, but certainly not as much as we're going to do tomorrow. Not all of us are Noahs. Not all of us can live up to that kind of a story, but we can all grow in faith, can't we? We can always take the next step in faith and allow God to challenge us, inspire us, and to move us to do something. And when we obey, our faith gets strengthened. Have a look at the other great examples. Peter getting out of the boat, in the middle of the storm. That was blind faith, man. Blind obedience. Jesus told him to do it. And he said, well, if Jesus said it, then I'm going to do it. And that was it. But not many of us can pull that off. So we grow our faith incrementally. More today than yesterday, but certainly not as much as it will be tomorrow. So I want to inspire you with that beautiful story of Noah, and just say to you, man, let's grow our faith, people. Faith is a living thing. It needs to be exercised. It needs to be fed. It needs something more than just talk about it and pray about it. Let's do something about it. You guys have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.